All right, we just woke up. We're starting our day. What are we doing? Well, let me show you. I was introduced to this amazing medicine called humic acid. So this is my little refrigerator for now. So this right here, this gut support, this digestive support, immune function, ion, it's literally just extract, humic extract from ancient soil. So what this is, it's basically just minerals, just in a really unique, pure form to my very limited knowledge and understanding of it. But what this does, the reason it's so beneficial and why it's the first thing I put in my body every single day I wake up, if I can help it. Just making sure to salivate a little bit with it as I ingest it. It's a huge thing, is just actually allowing your salivation to really activate with every chew. It releases the enzymes that help us break down food. A lot of issues digestively can be counteracted simply by slowing down and releasing more of your saliva, those enzymes to help you digest. Anyway, so that humic acid, I have leaky gut. I have parasites in my body, and most of us do, if you haven't heard that. So that's a thing we're all facing with this current day and age, unfortunately. But that humic acid is a huge aid in clearing your digestive tract, even up into your esophagus and your nasal cavity, to allow your body to repair itself, to seal up those micro pinholes. Which leaky gut, literally what's happening, to my limited understanding, is when you drink or consume anything, those nutrients, specifically the micronutrients, pour out of those micro holes from the leaky gut, often caused by the parasites moving through your body, and it leaches those nutrients into your bloodstream before they have been properly metabolized with the enzymes in your stomach. So they're not nearly as bioavailable for your body. So the ancient soil is what I start my day with. And then next, I didn't even grab the salad stuff, but this is a leftover salad from late last night. I'm not going to bust that out. I want to try to keep this short. Is a bed of sprouted microgreens. That's my number one favorite food source in the whole world. It is the most easy to metabolize. I feel it's the most bioavailable nutrients, some of the most bioavailable nutrients you can really consume. And regardless of what you're going through, it's very gentle. For the amount of nutrients it provides, it's very gentle on the digestion. So a bed of sprouted microgreens, mixed greens, and what's huge is vinegar. The vinegar breaking down the cell wall of greens. For those of you who don't know, especially hardier greens like kale, they have a cell wall that our body actually kind of struggles to break down. So that's why dressing, really, to my understanding, even is a thing, is because we know that the vinegar aspect, the acidity aspect on a green, it starts breaking down the cell wall, which then our enzymes don't have to work as hard or produce as much to absorb it. They can just take that nutrients. So that's the first food I like to put in my body during the day. So now what I'm doing now before I do food, after the humic extract, is I am going to, right here, take my multivitamin. Now, Health Force Superfoods, for those of you who don't know, check them out. They are doing profound work at really sustaining their resource harvesting, and the fact that think about a multivitamin. It's a little capsulized, hard, solid thing. How, like, all that is derived from food. How bioavailable is that food if it's been processed, ultra processed, compressed, exposed to heat and cold and all kinds of things? What these guys are doing is they are keeping all of these foods, they're powdering them, sure, but they don't process them in any way, shape, or form. So this is literally my form of multivitamin I take every day if I can. But it's also good that even though these things are great for you, I don't take supplements daily. I sporadically give myself big, long breaks so that my body doesn't, I don't even know the science behind it necessarily, but that it doesn't become dependent on these resources that might not always be available to us. Ideally, a multivitamin wouldn't even be needed if the last 100 years of fuckery didn't deplete the soil content, mineral content in the soil and the whole earth. We'd have all of the vitamins and minerals we need just from eating our local produce and our local source foods. So anyway, but Health Force Superfoods Vitamineral Green Blend, check that out. I'm going to put that in my water here. And then what I like to do next, which I'm actually probably going to do a little throat coat tea, just to help with my respiratory, and I'm kind of stepping away from smoking as much ganja and trying to really give my lungs a break and clear things out. So I'll probably hit the throat coat after I get my multivitamin. And then still before I even eat food, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to have my coffee. Now this is one of the number one things I want to recommend for anyone battling any kind of anything really, but neurologically, if your nervous system struggles to rest or is struggling to communicate, superfoods like this, mushrooms like this, chaga, reishi, maca, are powerhouses. And then I always, or not always, but very often I'm adding a bit of lion's mane. Now I definitely recommend the lion's mane from this company over anything else. So let me tell you about these guys. This is medicinalfoods.com, and it's actually medicinal-foods.com. So this is a blend. They market as a coffee substitute, but it's a standalone product in its own right. It's the roasted chicory, barley, rye, beet, dandelion, just with chaga, reishi, and maca, and the flavor is incredible. And this is the kind of stuff. Oh, tea's ready. Ooh, tea's ready. Yep. Just gonna turn that off. Pardon the filming here. Stick with me. Okay. Yeah, I got a clear space here to make room for that. Put my beautiful piece of calcite over there, and tea can go there. We'll come back to that. So yeah, this is something I do like to do daily, and what I just wanted to testify is there's no acidity in here like coffee. If you're trying to kick coffee, a lot of people are really feeling the long-term effects of habitual caffeine use, and it is so destabilizing to the nervous system. Coffee beans are the most harvested and planted crop in the whole world, and they're also the most pesticide covered crop in the whole world. So unless you're really pretty aware and getting your health food store and sourcing some clean organic coffee beans, you're drinking like pesticides, heavily dosed pesticides every day, every time you're having that cup of coffee. You can guarantee when you have your Maxwell or your Folgers or your Starbucks, you are drinking a shitload, and I'll swear, I don't care, Grandma, I love you, everyone, I love you, you are drinking a shitload of pesticides. It's important for you to know that. And it's evil. It's literally evil by design. These are the efforts in complete opposition to all of creation. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic, but it's also all related. But what I want to share with you is, if you look into the science of coffee break, if you pause this video, Sky Cubby, God bless you, brother. I'm so grateful for the work you're doing and everyone involved. So check this out. What I like to do with this blend is I like to add a carrier, and by that I mean a fat. Creamer is often put in our coffee just for texture and taste, but the benefit of having a fat in your coffee as a carrier, like you've seen, oh, people put butter in their coffee, it's so weird. Well, the reason that really is a thing is that the molecules will bind to the fat cells, particularly coconut oil. If you can get medium chain triglycerides, that is a compound that's found in coconut oil that actually is one of the few things that can penetrate the brain-blood barrier of your brain. So effects like schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, dementia, those things are really byproducts from environmental exposure and neurological damage, despite what Western medicine would have you believe. So I bring that up to say, when you add coconut oil to any drink, especially these that have these healing mushrooms, that those coconut medium chain triglycerides are going to have these healing molecules, these neurological restorative molecules binded to them, to go into your brain-blood barrier and literally heal the communication of your neurons in your brain, which otherwise is most foods cannot do that. Now, adding the lion's mane to that is huge, and again, look into this yourself. I'm no freaking scientist. I've just been blessed to experience a lot of beautiful people and learn a lot of beautiful things. So I add lion's mane to that, and then I also add cinnamon just for fun. and which also has its own benefits. It's very clearing of the passageways. Cayenne pepper. I was told by a legitimate nutritionist doctor. I forget your name, brother. I met you in Pennsylvania. Thank you. Cayenne pepper, as pure as you can get it, which Frontier Co-op is not that great, but unfortunately they kind of monopolize the spice world in the health food stores right now, at least in the Midwest. Want to find a different source for sure, but they're better than pretty much anything else you can find. But cayenne pepper is one of the most restorative herbs, spices for your digestion. It really helps. I don't even know the exact science behind it, but it really helps. And it really helps respiratory. If you got a cold, if you got a cough, if you got a sore throat, throw some cayenne in some hot liquid of your choice, whatever you can tolerate or enjoy, and it'll really help clear things up. So I add all of those combined with the fat carrier into the coffee break, and it's amazing. It tastes so good. And there's different blends. You can spice it up and make it a latte, espresso. I like saying espresso, even though it's espresso. Anyway, so then I'll do that. And that's going to be the start of my day. And we're already 10 minutes in. So once I get those beverages, those micronutrients that are really carrying through my body in liquid form, that just kind of, for me, that's just kind of how I'm regaining the ground I lost from my sleep. That 12-hour cycle of me not eating. Because I have such a degree of case of leaky gut, I have to be... It's really hard for me to fast. My body will eat its muscle mass rapidly, and once I'm at a certain weight and my body doesn't even have fat to eat and it's been eating muscle consistently, then I have severe brain fog. Then I'm lethargic. Then it's hard to even think. So when I start my day with these, I'm getting back just to my baseline to even have the nourishment to just think. So then I start with my salad to really kickfire the digestion, and to bring some easy beginning stages of my metabolism to start absorbing nutrients. And typically, from my salad, which I'll share more in depth on just the toppings to make that complete, with fermented veggies, kimchi, sauerkraut, your dressing, your just vinegar or lemon, the sprouted greens, sprouted microgreens, and then mix a trail mix. Get some pecans, get some walnuts, get some really quality nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are huge. Think about it, the seeds of life. Like, they have such density to them, molecularly, nutritionally. That's the word I'm looking for. So, and then I go to my carbs, my carbohydrates to really burn energy. I'm doing sprouted oats. So that's I'll show you guys that product, because that's been huge for me. I know oats are a very basic, simple thing a lot of people don't enjoy, and it's probably because you've only ever had Quaker oats and they're full of glyphosate and pesticides, just like those coffee beans I was telling you about. So first thing I want to show you, look at this, glyphosate free. This is a farm from Canada. I hope we can keep getting them despite all the things going on in the world, because they are a savior to me. This family and these people are doing profound work, and the difference here between most oats is that they're sprouted. On top of the fact that they're very clean and not affected by any spray, is that they sprout these oats. So just like the sprouted greens, when a food is sprouted, it's in these beginning stages of developing more nutrients. So then when we consume a sprouted food, we're just getting more nutrients. So anyway, oats, actually a lot of protein in oats, but it's mainly for the carbohydrates. So I'll do oats with a nut butter of choice, peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower butter even I really enjoy. And then just to make it palatable and tolerable, I add maple syrup. Now that sugar for me is not good, because it feeds candida, it feeds the parasites. So even that small half tablespoon or tablespoon of maple syrup I do often daily with this oats is something I got to start to get away from, unfortunately. But for most people, that's probably not the case. And so this is a long video, but that's all I really wanted to share with you guys, is just a little walkthrough on what I do to thrive to the best of my ability with the resources I have. So I'm constantly trying to learn and grow more on how to better do that, how to better support locally, because and the true sustainability of the world, there are a lot of systems in place that we're dependent on that it's not a long-term sustainable solution to be dependent on. So sourcing as much local produce as you can is phenomenal. And then when you are outsourcing, really look into these companies. Look at Health Force Superfoods. Who owns that? What are they doing? Why are they doing what they're doing? Look at medicinal-foods.com. Who owns that? Why are they doing what they're doing? So the next time you go to Walmart or Meijer or any of those basic stores that you probably get your products from, I want you to think about that. When you choose that product, who's making it? Why are they making it? And if you can't go online and learn who's actually making it or owns the company within your first 5-10 minutes of research, that's because they don't want you to know. And they're hiding it, and they have to use marketing and lies and deception to make their things seem good, to trick you. So anyway, it's a whole another can of worms, but as I said, with the warfare of the world nutritionally, it's all related, which is really my main motivation for sharing all this with you. Anyway, I love you guys, and all the peace and all the power to you, and claim that health. You deserve it. May you be sovereign and whole in your mind and your entire being, body, soul, spirit, the completion of the beauty of the human experience. I request that over you in the name of Yeshua and Yahweh and all the true loving forces of this world. I just request aid and guidance and protection for my family of humanity in our pursuit of just realigning to the true design of the earth and of ourselves. So thank you, friends. Thank you, family. Be well.